Okay.
He hit you.
Okay.
You hit us!
I'm swaddling you.
I know what you're doing.
I'm swaddling you.
I know what you...
Come here.
Oh, God! You know what? We're leaving. Let's go. This is not real.
It's real to me. You know what, Calvin? If you can't commit to working on our marriage, then you need to let me know.
Maggie, you...
What?
Oh, my God, you're... Something's not right.
Come on, Jet. Come on, listen. Come on, Jet. Now, I know things got a little rough there at the end, but the truth is, with all the heat that you have coming down on you, Maggie is definitely safer.
He doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Cat Williams is finally setting the record straight on his long-standing feud with Kevin Hart, and it looks like Cat's main issue is Kevin selling out his soul for fame.
Let's not talk about Kevin Hart no more, or y'all get me riled up and I go over somewhere and go to jail for knocking the soul out of his plane.
Cat's beef with Kevin stretches back years, and Cat previously hinted that Kevin sold his soul by stepping over his principles to get to that next level of fame. And while Kevin fired back accusing Cat of blaming Hollywood for his personal issues, Cat refused to back down, and he's now setting the record straight on why he thinks Kevin will literally do anything for success. So what exactly did Cat say about Kevin selling his soul? Let's break it down.
For the last few years, like, Kevin been pretending like he been world touring. That been world touring, that been everywhere but here.
Kevin Hart often brags about being the hardest working comedian out there. His Twitter bio reads, "My name is Kevin Hart, and I work hard." That pretty much sums me up. Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. But there are a lot of people who feel like Kevin's success isn't only down to hard work. And one of these people is Cat Williams, who previously hinted that Kevin sold his soul to people who control the entertainment industry. To give you some context, there's this long-standing rumor in Hollywood that black male entertainers are pressured into wearing a dress on screen before they're allowed to progress to the next level of fame. Multiple comedians have openly talked about this. Not just Cat Williams, but also Dave Chappelle. During his 2006 appearance on The Oprah Show, Dave talked about why he turned down a $50 million deal from Comedy Central, and he said he did it because he knew that kind of money comes with certain conditions.
I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
Dave explained that he was being pushed to create sketches that were intended to make people laugh at him and not with him, and he felt like they were asking him to humiliate himself for a check. But that's not all. He also recalled being asked to wear a dress for a movie he did with Martin Lawrence.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
Even after Dave said that he felt the dress was unnecessary for the scene, the producers kept pressuring him and claimed that all the greats did it.
They come in. It's the writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on, and what? This prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We were supposed to shoot every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in.
According to Dave, the producers had 2 versions of the scene ready in case he refused to put on a dress, and they only left him alone once they realized they couldn't wear him down.
Now the producers come on, David would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress, I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine, think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
By the way, Dave also explained that it's not the dress itself that's humiliating, and this is more about celebs being pushed to see if they're willing to do whatever they're told. Now, if you're wondering what all this has to do with Kevin Hart, well, back in 2012, Kevin was asked to comment on Dave's claims that black entertainers are pressured into wearing dresses. Kevin laughed off Dave's comments, and though he didn't explicitly say he would never put on a dress for a role, he did say he would never step over his personal boundaries.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts, and is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on a talk show this morning.
You look good
no to
doing
that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So, you know, protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
But just a year later, Kevin appeared in an SNL skit wearing a dress, and fans accused him of being a sellout.
The new pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee, Kavenzhane Wallace. The first African-American, the first female, and first child pope.
And it's not that Kevin wasn't successful before this skit. However, he certainly wasn't filling out stadiums and getting leading roles in big-budget productions. Of course, this could all just be a coincidence, and many fans believe that the whole dress thing is just another conspiracy theory. However, if you ask Cat Williams, all conspiracies come from somewhere.
There aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore, because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from somewhere. That's where it became a theory. And then it progressed to the point where it became a conspiracy theory, because there was something there.
Now, when it comes to Kevin's SNL skit, Cat was actually asked to comment on this, and he claimed this is much bigger than Kevin, adding that it was simply his turn.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
And while Cat went pretty easy on Kevin and didn't directly bash him, he hinted that comedians like himself and Dave Chappelle can never be as big as Kevin because they refuse to join the higher-ups who run the industry.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join.
But Kevin's profile in Hollywood continued to rise. Cat was shunned over his highly publicized run-ins with the law, and the tabloids did their best to paint him as crazy. And then in 2018, Cat's feud with Kevin was reignited again, and Cat made some comments about Tiffany Haddish and seemingly downplayed her success.
She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her?
Kat also suggested that a number of black female comedians who are more talented than Tiffany were never offered the same opportunities. And he implied that Tiffany made it big because she caters to white audiences.
She passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like
what
her.
they like?
They love realness.
Oh, because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No, they like
Wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my
because she's
voice,
real.
do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt.
These comments triggered Kevin, and during his appearance on The Breakfast Club, he slammed Kat for blaming Hollywood instead of taking accountability for his substance issues.
My frustration with Cat Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what, I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Meanwhile, rumors popped up that Kat and Kevin could do a versus battle, but when Kat was asked about this, he said battling someone like Kevin would be like cheating.
Comedically beefing is my lane. It's almost cheating for me. I have over 10 specials, so I don't have to pick but 2 jokes from each special, and I've already deaded anybody whose last name ain't Pryor.
Kat has also always maintained that he never used any drugs besides weed, so he later hopped on IG Live to address Kevin's comments and threatened Kevin for lying.
So while he wasn't there and off making 85 million, I was over here not making 85 million. But it's all good. I don't mind $1 million a month and keeping my soul.
Kat then again implied that Kevin will do anything for a check, and he said the main difference between him and Kevin is that he refuses to sell his soul.
And as long as Richard Pryor was able to be the king of comedy and a crackhead, they gonna continue to say maybe I am. But again, I urge you, if there's a drug you can do that'll get you Cat Williams level, bitch, you should OD on it tonight. Your teeth white. Maybe make your long and hard. Maybe make your hair magnificent. Maybe there's some type of crack you can smoke that'll make you work so much. Catch a nap. But probably not, though.
And while Kevin has since stopped addressing Kat in public, Kat was recently again asked about his comments on doing a versus battle with Kevin. And though Kat didn't bash Kevin this time, he did imply that the narrative Kevin tried to push on The Breakfast Club was false, because he never blamed Hollywood for his lack of mainstream success. Kat explained that if he didn't go mainstream like Kevin, it was only because he made that choice and refused to sell out.
My brilliance is the stupidity to stay in that same conversation and to not use any filters. Like it had to be a choice 20 years ago that I'm not gonna wear makeup or get Botox, even though I know them things will make me look better, but I don't really want to look better. What I want is, I want the Cat Williams that you see in the movie. I want that to be the same dude you see at the gas station.
According to Kat, he never claimed he was blackballed, and he was simply making a point that you can either stand by your principles or sell out.
I heard a comedian say, yeah, but you see, Cat Williams ain't selling soap or diapers or none of that, because they think like I've been blackballed and I'm not. I don't do sponsorships or endorsements because I'm blackballed. But the truth is, in 20 years, I never been on a commercial audition in my life. Like, I never let my tour get sponsored when I was broke or now. Like, I don't take free clothes. Like, I dress myself. Like, I don't have a stylist. Like, my point is, I can't win over there because I don't play. I don't participate. Like, you can't buy me, not because I'm not for sale. You can't buy me because I'm not in the store.
Now, as for fans, it seems most of them are taking Kat's side in this beef. However, Kevin Hart is not without his supporters, and they're accusing Kat of being bitter. One fan said that the only reason why Kevin Hart came for Kat the way he did is because he knows that he did a lot of things to get to the top, and he didn't just do it with hard work alone. However, another person fired back saying Kevin is right, Kat ruined his career with drugs and jail. He's playing the victim when he ruined himself. But let's hear your thoughts on this beef. Are you Team Kat or Team Kevin? And do you think Kevin really sold his soul for fame?
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful in the comments. Please click the like and subscribe button.